Ah, siblings, can't live with them. Hey guys, Elise from MsMojo here, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie sibling fights.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most intense fights that erupted between siblings on the silver screen. Step-siblings will be included, and a spoiler alert is in effect. Let's take a look.
Stop!
Anna!
Number 10, Maggie vs. Milo, the skeleton twins.
You had no right!
When it comes to your brother or sister, it can be hard, but sometimes it's best to mind your own business. With the secrets kept from one another mounting, and both subtly trying to meddle in each other's life, a blow-up between these two twins was only a matter of time. Blaming Milo for her husband finding out about her affairs, Maggie's frustration with her situation finally boils over into this emotionally charged yelling match on the lawn.
You just ruined my marriage!
What marriage?
The brother and sister duo doesn't raise a finger against each other, but their words hit right where it hurts. So much so that it's at times painful to watch.
You need professional help.
Oh, and this coming from a guy who just tried to kill himself.
Number 9, Steven vs. Brian, Backdraft.
You got a problem with drilling now, Proby? Is that it? No!
Isn't it nice how the love we have for our siblings can make us into their harshest critics? When Brian decides to start firefighting, his older brother Steven doesn't see him as fit for the job and attempts to make him quit via bullying. In a scene that goes from lighthearted to tense in a moment, Steven demands Brian do extra work, which kicks off a fight between the brothers.
Roll the hose now!
Insisting he won't quit regardless of what Steven makes him do, Brian is left to fume in frustration as his older brother walks away and leaves him alone on a rooftop. It's a short exchange, but it sure packs a wallop.
I'm not gonna quit, Steven, you hear me? I'm not gonna quit!
Number 8, Hannah versus her sisters, Hannah and her sisters.
I have to borrow some more money.
Talking about money is never easy, but it gets extra complicated when it involves family. In this roundtable discussion between sisters, long gestating frustration boils to the surface, bringing tears, raised voices, and palpable stress in the air.
You never have any faith in my plans. You always undercut my enthusiasm. Not so. No, I think I've been very supportive.
This scene in particular received praise for its direction and acting. The carefully hushed argument between the trio kept contained in the corner of the restaurant. Trying to persuade one sister to pursue a more productive career without hurting feelings, the women in turn alternate between being aggressive, defensive, and downright confused. It's a whirlwind of emotions, and a scene that may feel uncomfortably familiar to anyone with siblings.
I have a headache. I think we need to eat.
Number 7, Tommy Riordan vs. Brennan Conlon, Warrior.
Johnny, we don't have to do this!
All siblings fight, but few bring their battles to the ring with a crowd watching. When estranged brothers Tommy and Brendan finally meet in the MMA ring, the two are equally desperate for the prize money and unwilling to let the other win. In a nothing-to-lose style, they trade punches back and forth, with the fight as emotionally charged as it is bloody and violent. Finally coming to terms with their past in the last round of the fight, the two brothers are able to walk away reconciled in a moment that is deeply cathartic for both the characters on screen and those of us in the audience.
Back up!
Number 6, Cal vs. Aron, East of Eden.
You had to start slugging, didn't you? What were you doing, showing off for her?
Competing for both their father's attention and a girl, these brothers were on a road to a physical fight long before they even knew it. It's clear that these two had both been harboring long-growing resentment for one another. All it took was the catalyst of a girl coming between them to finally bring it to the surface. Unable to stand his older brother's accusations any longer, Cal finally loses it and attacks Aron.
And don't lie to me about trying to... I'm trying to help you!
Punches are thrown, but it's the violence of their words and mannerisms that hit hardest. Some fights might end in reconciliation, but in this case, the conflict only serves to widen the growing divide between them. Number 5, Thor vs. Loki, the Avengers.
There is only the war. So be it.
When your younger brother decides to unleash an alien horde on the planet your girlfriend lives on, it might be time to step in. Catching up to Loki atop Stark Tower, Thor attempts to briefly reason with his brother and get him to stop the invasion before any more damage is done. The Norse gods aren't famous for talking out their problems, however, and the two inevitably engage in hand-to-hand combat.
Sentiment.
We still can't help but think that maybe a long heart-to-heart chat might have yielded more productive results, but this definitely makes for a more entertaining moment. Number 4, Kate versus Maura, sisters.
You're my sister! You should have told me she was safe!
Fights can be a dime a dozen, but add in hair pulling and rolling around on the ground, and well, that's the ferocity of sisterhood. Kicking their fight off with some interesting insults. Can you actually breastfeed a squirrel?
Go breastfeed a squirrel, you sad excuse for a woman!
And accusations of past meddling. It doesn't take long before this backyard battle of words turns physical. Hitting the ground and fighting tooth and nail, Kate and Maura's throwdown is as comedic as it is ruthless. Thoughtful enough to pause when needed for old hip injuries, the sisters prove that even though they might fight, they still care about each other.
Are you okay? Yeah. Can you move it? Yeah.
Number 3, Elsa versus Anna, Frozen.
No one's brothers are staying here. No one is getting married.
Wait, what?
Secrets breed resentment, and keeping a secret as big as Elsa was, we can understand a little tension brewing between these two sisters. With tempers rising as the queen tries to exert control over Anna's marriage choices, the younger sister finally has enough, and snaps.
Why do you shut the world out? What are you so afraid of?
I said enough!
Blowing up in public and forcing Elsa to snap back, Anna triggers more than just her sister's temper, but her powers as well. The resulting rift took some considerable work to repair. Thankfully, at the end of the day, it's love that truly unites these two sisters.
Elsa.
Number 2, Brennan versus Dale, stepbrothers.
Don't ever, ever, ever touch my drum set.
Don't touch the drum set. Crossing a boundary in the household, Brennan starts a fight to rival all other front yard battles, which sees the new step-siblings do everything from slam each other into walls and scream insults at each other to attack each other with bats. With complete chaos erupting and putting on a show for all the neighbors to see, the fight comes to almost graceful climax with a synchronized bat swing to the head, ending things quickly and opening up an avenue for the boys' friendship to emerge. Kind of a strange way to work out each other's differences, but hey, whatever works.
You two guys leave me no choice. No television for a week. What?
Number 1, Mufasa versus Scar, the Lion King.
Brother, help me!
We're still mad about this one. Plotting to steal the throne all along, Scar used Mufasa's love for Simba to lure him to his death. What made this fight stand out was the shock factor, as well as the extreme emotions involved. The rivalry between the two lions was obvious, and we all saw some sort of scheme emerging, but seeing the cold-blooded murder at the hands of a brother was a plot twist that caught audiences by surprise.
Long live the king.
Since first making us angry cry in 1994, this scene has stood the test of time to become one of the most iconic exchanges between siblings in all of cinematic history.
Maybe in the live-action version, Scar won't kill Mufasa, and they can just live happily ever after and not traumatize a whole new generation of kids. Just a thought. What'd you guys think of our list? Did we miss any essential sibling throwdowns? Let us know in the comments below and check out this video.